G'day guys, in today's video I'm going to be reviewing what we believe is the #1 travel hack for anybody going overseas in 2024 and beyond. So this is for literally anyone who's traveling overseas, whether it be for a short holiday or a long extended trip like us through Asia. This is going to help you with making your trip so much easier and so much more affordable. And we've been using this for almost 3 years now since we left Australia back in 2021 and we haven't looked back. So the travel hack that I'm talking about specifically is Holafly International eSIMs. So if you've never heard of an eSIM, and I'm going to be completely honest, 3 years ago, I didn't even know what an eSIM was. It's basically a digital SIM card that you can put onto your phone, meaning that you can get data anywhere around the world and you don't have to use the traditional physical SIM card that you insert into your smartphone. So as I already mentioned, we've been using Holafly eSIMs for almost 3 years now. And so I'm going to be breaking down all of the features that we think have been the best for us personally. Okay, so #1 is the easy activation. Honestly, it couldn't be any simpler, and I'm going to break down exactly how you activate the eSIM right now. So step 1, all you need to do is head over to the Holafly website and select which eSIM you want. However, before you select which eSIM you want, just make sure that you check that your phone is compatible with eSIMs. Most modern smartphones, including iPhones and Androids, are compatible, but just to be sure, make sure that your phone is compatible before you go and purchase. Once you've selected your eSIM that you want to purchase, you'll receive an email with a QR code in it. You can have your laptop or another device open, pull out your phone and take a picture of the QR code that gets sent to you. From there, you're going to be given about 3 or 4 prompts, and it's just a matter of waiting like a minute or so. And lo and behold, your eSIM will be 100% activated. If you're not already in the country that you purchased the eSIM for, it won't link up to any service or anything like that. It'll say it's out of service, but once you get off the plane and you turn your phone off airplane mode, it'll take about 5 to 10 minutes, but it will locate whatever the closest service provider is, and you'll have data on your phone just like that. So as you can see in that short clip that we took a couple of months ago, we set up our last eSIM while we're at the airport in Bangkok waiting for our flight to the United States. And that meant as soon as we got to the US, we had data on our phone. So we were able to get a Uber to our hotel, and then we were able to find where the best place to eat was and a couple of shops. We had just a quick layover in San Francisco, and to be honest, maybe we could have got away with not having data on our phones, but it just would have made things so much harder. And we simply set this up in a matter of minutes while we're waiting for our flight. And as I said, as soon as we stepped off the plane, I turned my phone off airplane mode and I had data straight away. So next we're going to talk about what plans are available. So Holafly eSIM now offers plans to over 200 destinations around the world. And you can get plans for as little as 1 day or even up to 90 days. So as I mentioned about our trip to San Francisco, we were just transiting for 24 hours. If you're doing that, you can just buy a 1-day eSIM and it'll cost like something like $5 or $6. And then you have data for your layover. There's also an unlimited data option that's available in over 150 countries, which is far and away more than any other eSIM providers offer right now. Unlimited data means you can stream your favorite TV shows or YouTube videos using your Holafly eSIM without having to worry about running out of data. And there's actually unlimited data plans across entire regions, as well as 109 plans that also support data sharing. With data sharing, you have the option to tether your data to another device, making hotspotting an option for Holafly users. To share data with your eSIM, you just need to enable the hotspot feature on your phone, follow the steps based on your device type to activate the hotspot and share your data effortlessly. And now you can also group multiple destinations and countries together. So for instance, if you're traveling through Southeast Asia, instead of buying a new eSIM for every country you go to, maybe you're visiting like 5 or 6 different countries on a backpacking trip, you just simply buy one Asia eSIM and that's going to work for you across all multiple countries. That's what we've been doing for the last couple of years. So we used our one eSIM in Thailand, Bali, Vietnam, Japan, Singapore, Malaysia, and even Sri Lanka. And that goes for other places as well. So if you're planning maybe a summer trip to Europe and you're going to 5 or 6 different countries, forget about buying an eSIM for every country. You can just buy one Europe eSIM. And that's for every continent, basically. They've got North America, South America, Asia, as I already mentioned. They've even got the Caribbean, Europe, and I believe the Middle East. And for us personally, that just makes planning so much easier because we all know that plans can change. And don't worry, if your plans do change after you purchase your eSIM, if you haven't yet used it, then you have 6 months to get a full refund. This actually happened to us. We were in Sri Lanka and we had plans to travel to India straight afterwards, and we already purchased our eSIMs. But because there was some troubles going on with the Indian government and the Canadian government at the time, they weren't giving out visas to Canadian citizens, and Mandy is a Canadian. So we had to cancel our trip and we got a full refund for our eSIMs we'd already purchased for India. Okay, next we're going to talk about coverage. We have used Holafly eSIMs in some pretty remote places. We've used it up in the mountains of Bali, and even here in Thailand, in Chiang Dao, we were in a very, very remote mountain village and our eSIMs worked perfectly. We also used them for our entire 1 month tuk-tuk trip around Sri Lanka, and we were going to some very, very remote national parks, and we had service basically the whole time, which thank God we did, because we were using basically Google Maps to get everywhere, to find hotels and to just figure out where we were going. If we didn't have service, I'm sure we would have got lost. We also used our eSIMs through our RV trip in North America, and we went to some very, very quiet campsites where we were the only people within like a few kilometers. And although the coverage did vary a little bit depending on how off the beaten path we were, for instance, we weren't able to necessarily watch like Netflix or YouTube in some places, but we did have enough service to be able to make phone calls and stay connected, which was honestly like our primary issue, because when you're in the middle of nowhere, you just want to know that you can make a phone call. So some of the biggest benefits we believe to Holafly eSIMs are that there is no physical SIM card, which means number one, not juggling around with a tiny little SIM card. If you've seen the SIM cards these days, they're tiny and they're so easy to lose. I've lost so many SIM cards in the past. By using just a digital eSIM, you don't have to worry about that anymore. And also it's a little bit better for the environment, not wasting all of those pieces of plastic. There's no extra hidden fees. So if you're on like a roaming package from your home country and you start using your phone, you're going to quickly rack up some extra fees that you may not even be aware of. Like I've had some massive phone bills from using my phone overseas, which I didn't even know I was getting charged for. With Holafly, whatever you pay to purchase your eSIM online is all you're going to be charged. There are no hidden extra fees. Number two is going to be the instant delivery. Honestly, as soon as you go onto the website and purchase your eSIM, you're going to get an email in your inbox within seconds. And that to us has been a major benefit. We've been at the airport and completely forgotten about purchasing an eSIM before we get on a flight. And I'll just jump over to their website, pick the eSIM that we want, and it's in my email within seconds. And then I'm already activating it straight after that. Number three is customer support, which has been amazing. There's been times where we've purchased the eSIM and for whatever reason, we didn't follow the setup process correctly and we weren't able to set up our eSIMs, which had us worried that we wouldn't be able to use the Holafly eSIM while we're landing in the new country. But they have 24/7 customer support. So all you have to do is log onto the website or go into the new app that they have, and you can talk to somebody directly about whatever issue you're facing. And this isn't some bot that you're going to be speaking to. This is an actual human, and they're available 24/7. And the next one that's huge for us is the unlimited data option. So not having to worry about running out of data while we're traveling overseas has been amazing. So in conclusion, we think overall Holafly balances cost with convenience. We believe Holafly's eSIMs provide solid value for money. We love the ease of setup, like setting up the eSIM is an absolute breeze, barely taking any time at all, and the wide coverage is super impressive. We've had service in the most remote locations worldwide, and no physical SIM means no risk of losing it, a big plus if you're a scatterbrain like us. Holafly really seems to have struck a sweet spot between convenience and connectivity, and also the price range. Like, you can definitely find data plans in other countries that are a little bit cheaper than Holafly, but when it comes to convenience and connectivity, that instant connectivity, we think Holafly has really hit the nail on the head. We would highly recommend using Holafly for your next trip. And we think, as I mentioned in the start of the video, that this is the #1 travel hack for anybody traveling the world in 2024 and beyond. So if you want to purchase your Holafly eSIM, you can click the link down below. We'll leave it in the description. Thanks for watching, guys, and if you found this video helpful, please like and subscribe as it really helps the channel. Cheers.